And I wonder, Angelo, if you see Disney, because of the way Disney's been hit, if you see them when they downsize and they restructure the company post this event, if you see them go more trying to spread their company into in ways of people at home. So like maybe going into video games or something like that. Because like the video game industry hasn't been affected as much as other industries. And I wonder if you see them trying to shape the company toward that more.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Disney Plus, you can see that too.
Exactly, they're going towards streaming. I wonder if you're going to start to see them... Because I don't believe Disney owns any video games. Or any companies with video games.
Yeah,
they just license out, right? And
they've licensed out Star Wars to EA. I think they might have some in-house stuff for like mobile games. But as far as like big video games, there's nothing really in the Disney space right now since they got rid of LucasArts too.
I feel like they might go towards that. I feel like that you could probably see them going... So in the event that there is something that happens like this, the company has a way of getting revenue.
Diversify their revenue streams. Yeah.
I think you're going to definitely see Disney diversify their revenue towards not as much in-person entertainment.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is.
Because this is like a once in a century event, right? So
exactly.
So it's like, is it worth it to even do that too? Like, is that going to pay off in the long run?
The thing is, I think the companies need to be prepared, right? Because
ideally all companies should be prepared for like a loss.
Now, when people invest in companies, and when you look at a company, people are going to be like, okay, because the coronavirus happened, and you had this affect so many companies like this, are we going to now in the future? People are going to be more like, okay, if this ever happens, is our company equipped to handle that? I think you're going to have a lot of people trying to structure their company because of the coronavirus in a way that, so if you have an event where people are going to get locked in their homes, how do we stay relevant?
Yeah. What I think is interesting, though, is there are some things that are able to be done at home. Like you mentioned video games, a lot of that development, like you can obviously, like, if you're like going to a studio, you're going to get like a lot more like resources. But even like at home, if like whoever you're working for is like bring your computer or whatever home and work from home, like stuff like games, stuff like animation, like we're seeing that Olaf short being animated.
I think it's interesting. You may see animation start to have more of a, like, it's kind of having a rise, but more because it's more reliable.
Yeah, because you can work from home for that, right?
So I wonder if you're going to see that. Yeah, people leaning into this idea, into animation, things you could, and structuring production. Maybe you'll see films start to structure their production so that in the event that something like this happens, you can work from home.
Yeah, I think for example, the new Suicide Squad movie, I think James Gunn said on Twitter that
editing,
yeah, he said that they were able to, since they were like ahead of schedule, and apparently Warner Bros was like very proactive about it. They've like been able to like shift editing to like people like doing it at home and stuff like that.
Yeah, like a lot of movies that have shot are still in production, right? Because people are saying, I see a lot of people being like, well, you can delay these movies as much as it takes because you're going to have such a backlog, but you still have movies that are currently have been shot and they're in production, so they still have release dates. So
like
you don't really have... Yeah. Like, you don't really have a backlog that much. I believe the Batman didn't finish shooting, right?
No, it didn't. I think they said like 25% was shot.
And then, so like the Batman, I think you might see Suicide Squad and Batman switch, because Suicide Squad is done, but it's scheduled to come out after the Batman.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting these next few years, because we're going to see consequences for years from this. And just like... the aftermath. It's interesting. We'll be looking at it very closely because things are going to change.
Yeah. And also recently there was an article that the New York Times put out about Bob Iger taking the CEO responsibilities back from Bob Chapek.
Yeah.
Bob Chapek. And what's interesting about it is he hasn't officially. I see a lot of headlines that says Bob Iger takes the CEO position back. He hasn't actually taken the position back, right? He's doing the responsibilities, obviously, because for the shareholders, they want someone. So the company, they want to be reassured in the company, and so Bob Iger is a face that they know and that they can put trust into. So I see that's why he's taking back a lot of the CEO responsibilities.
Yeah, so he's not officially CEO, but he's doing some stuff, and I think it's just smart because like nothing against Bob Chapek, but it's kind of just like we're going through a crisis right now. It's probably not the best idea to transition into that. So I think if Bob Iger can kind of like pull them through this, then we'll see. I think it's just a smart thing to do. Bob Iger's been talking a lot to like the press about like things regarding like Disney's future.
Because the Disney isn't. I don't want to say that Disney's not like. I don't. Disney's not going to go out of business. Disney's going to get through this, but it is in trouble, right? Like the article said that it's Disney's fighting for its life, right? And I think that's true. Is that Disney is fighting to stay alive, right? And so Bob Iger literally is fighting to keep this company afloat.
Yeah, not that they're going to go out of business, but just in terms of like making money, right?
Because they recently, I think it was either this article or another article from the New York Times that said they were building 3 cruise ships too. They invested a lot of money into building cruise ships. Those won't be in demand for a while. So now it's like they were in such a period of rapid growth, and now that growth is halted, and they need to shrink. So you'll see that in the future.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, just what everything happens. But apart from that, we don't really know much.
And that's a lot of it's kind of speculation now is what's the company gonna do, because they don't necessarily it's such a moving target of when this thing's gonna be back to normal that they don't know what they're gonna do. So they have to try to figure out how to get around this. And there's this Bob Iger was talking, and he's saying the parks are going to be changed, right? No more. There might not be fireworks shows or parades, and that they might start taking people's temperatures.
I think this is also like very optimistic thinking. I don't think Disney's going to open back up until this is gone. I think he's saying that to try and try and make it sound better than it is. Like, oh, we could open up and like be doing this. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's just trying to like give hope or something.
Because taking people's temperatures is more of like making people feel reassured. Like it's not going to do that much.
Yeah.
As far as stopping the spread of the virus, right? It's just so when you're in the park, you know what, that person had a good temperature next to you. Like I think this is all stuff of. I don't realistically think that they're going to be able to open up.
But just to reassure people once they do, you mean?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I think, and that's the thing, once they do open everything, are they going to actually take people's temperatures? I don't know.
I guess we'll find out when we're in line.
Right? Oh, gosh.